Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Zanadu Comics Recommendations. No, Morgan has not aged rapidly and grown an orange beard. This is Howard, store manager here.
Hey everybody.
Coming in to fill in for Morgan. And yeah, we've got comics for you.
It's a special
Always.
Black Friday edition.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, it is Thanksgiving week, and you know what that means? It's time to buy more stuff. We got stuff to sell. Coming out this week, the long-awaited second issue of Frankenstein Alive! Alive! Yes, this is Steve Niles' adaptation, retelling, actually continuation, direct sequel to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, with illustrations by the one and only absolutely fabulous Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah.
Bernie Wrightson is like... It's the only thing I can think of when I think of Frankenstein anymore is Bernie Wrightson's illustrations.
Well, I mean, he's synonymous with horror.
Exactly.
Completely here.
And they've actually, they're taking it as a direct sequel to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and even in the backups now, you are getting text pages of Mary Shelley's own words describing the original story, just in case you forgot.
Wow, that's very cool. Yeah. A little late, but much better than never. It is Hawkeye, number 4. It is part 1 of a 2-part story, only 2 parts. I know you may be bitching that it's not standalone story, but it'll be worth it. And David Aja is unfortunately not here to join us in this issue, but his replacement, Javier Pulido, is very, very good. He's got a similar style to, say, like Marcos Martin. It's very flat and Silver Age-y, works very well, but it's Hawkeye. It's like the best Marvel comic out there. You should buy it. It's good. Very good.
It's fun stuff. There's a new series starting this week, The Adventures of Augusta Wind. It is by J.M. DeMatteis, who most recently did Abadazad, and also the great classic Moonshadow. This one is, again, a lot of like other J.M. DeMatteis stuff. It's a story about stories and storytellers and storytelling. It's great, beautiful art by a new artist. I have not seen Vasilis Goktazilis before, but it's very reminiscent of Sam Keith in its just bizarre wackiness and maybe a little bit of Sienkiewicz influence as well. Looks like it's going to be a great, great story about stories. Love DeMatteis' storytelling.
Yeah. It's got a real like childlike sense of wonder.
Except very dark underpinnings behind it as well.
Speaking of horror, Walking Dead 17, new trade, finally out. This is where, the oomph hit the fan, as it does. Violence, bloody, it's here. Buy it. Buy more stuff.
Star Trek. Star Trek. You can bet whenever I am going to be giving you recommendations, I will be recommending Star Trek by IDW. It's picking up off of the new timeline that was established in the recent film by J.J. Abrams. They've been branching off into various first-generation storylines with the twist because of the new direction that the timeline has taken. This one, as you can see, it's Spock with a beard. It's the Mirror Universe. Just a 2-part story. I'm going to be telling stories about what's happening in the Terran Imperium in this new world of J.J. Abrams' imagination. Cool stuff.
New from Image Comics this week is Comeback, written by Ed Brisson, who is primarily a letterer. He does letters for books like Prophet. And this is his kind of Total Recall, Looper type of sci-fi thing where there's a corporation named, I think it's Reaction, and basically there are agents who can go in the past and say, take your mom from a plane crash before she dies and bring her to you in the present. Now, this sounds good on paper, but that has got to mess with the time continuum nonsense, whatever.
It's not good messing with time.
So he's just messing with shit.
Not good messing with time.
No, you don't mess with time, as the agent here will find out. But it's got really nice kind of, almost like Tonji Zonjic art, who I talked about last week with, who is Jake Ellis. So it's got a nice kind of flat colors, crimey, noir, but yeah, if you like sci-fi, Looper, Total Recall, stuff like that, this is very cool.
I really like what Image has been doing about bringing a lot of stuff that's not usually seen in comics.
Yeah.
They're really doing a great job with this new initiative of getting new stuff out in front of people's faces.
Yeah, I mean, they've got this week as well, Clone #1, which is drawn by Juan Jose Rip, who, when you can't get Jeff Darrow, you get Juan Rip. And it's written and created by David Schulner, who I have not heard of, but I'm sensing he's from LA, maybe some form of movie, TV writer. But basically, this guy... here, he has a pregnant wife, he's got a job, you know, all the usual stuff. He wakes up one morning to find himself bleeding out in the kitchen. And now it's always weird when not only do you find somebody in the kitchen bleeding out, but it's you. And you find out that you're a clone and part of many clones, and they're after your clone baby.
Oh dear.
Yes.
So this isn't even the primary, it's...
we don't know.
Facing a clone.
We don't know. He says there are many clones, there's lots of death.
Who knows?
Lots of highly intricate art from Juan Jose Rip. But yeah, more great stuff from Image, and it's from Robert Kirkman's Skybound imprint, which means it's Robert Kirkman approved, which means if you don't buy it, he'll hate you forever and he'll take away your copies of Walking Dead.
Oh no, don't do that. We're going to show a little bit of Milo Manara's, well, not even that thing. There we go.
Right.
Milo Manara's erotica. This is the second volume in the companion series to the Milo Manara library. This is more of his erotica stuff. Specifically, it's got his illustrated Kama Sutra. It's got The Golden Ass, alongside a couple of stories that have never been reprinted in the United States. So this is part of Dark Horse's reprinting of the entire Milo Manara oeuvre. Gorgeous, gorgeous, evocative art. He really knows his way around a beautiful woman, and can tell a good story too. So.
Yeah. Secondary though, you know. I mean, sure.
Highly impressive.
Very cool. And finishing off this week is a classic of American comics. This is Nexus, created and written by Mike Barron with art by Steve Rude, who each issue is just more and more gorgeous, just utterly jaw-droppingly gorgeous. He's got this amazing classic style that, you know, reminiscent of, say, somebody like Alex Ross, but at an ability to do sequentials far beyond what most painters.
I would have said Alex Raymond, but I'm of a different generation.
It's true, but this is a guy who is influenced by like Alex Raymond and Toth and I mean Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, all the great, you know, Silver Age guys, but all in a great epic sci-fi kind of setting. And Nexus is one of the greatest. I want to say. I mean, he's a pretty anti-hero. You know, I mean, he's kind of like Judge Dredd, where he finds these guys who are deemed evil and vaporizes them. And they're usually like would-be dictators and stuff, but he receives these mysterious messages from the Merc, which, if he doesn't comply, he starts getting these horrible headaches, migraines, that it's worth it for him to go fly 3 million miles to shoot somebody in the head and get his head to stop hurting.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah, and this is in color, unlike the first softcover collection that they put out. And it's, what is this?
Well, except for the stories that were originally,
in black and white.
They're still in black
it's
and
400 pages for $25. You owe it to yourself if you haven't read this. Check it out. Amazing, amazing stuff. And like I said, a classic of the 80s creator boom. You know.
Yep.
So. And with that, that's about everything. Howard, thank you again for joining me.
Thank you
and
for
adding
inviting
a little
me.
Theatrical flair to it.
Exactly.
Very nice. And you guys have a good
Remember,
Wednesday.
buy more stuff.
Buy more stuff.